Hey, what's going on, guys? Coming out of the game last Saturday, obviously it was a poor performance all around for our football team, and one that no one is proud of. Embarrassed of the performance on the field. And when you come off the field, you got to address things and move forward with them and make the necessary adjustments and changes throughout the whole program. I told the team last week that we were playing a fragile football team last week, and that's the most dangerous type of team to play. And when you have a fragile team, one thing can break it and one thing can pull it together, and all of a sudden one breath of hope and one good thing leads to another. And then I also told them last night, Sunday, I said, now the roles are reversed. All right, so now you're the fragile team if you allow that to be your state of mind. And but the difference in fragile, the opposite of fragile really is tough. And being able to rebound from that is what's going to take the mental toughness out of the kids and the right mindset of the players and to rebound. And look, I've got full confidence that they'll come out and play the way we're supposed to. As I said the other night, I take full responsibility for performance on the team. There's no other way around that by any means. And then everyone's evaluated. Players, coaches, myself. Self-evaluation of everything that takes place. So, the thing about that game is it will affect the rest of our season. Okay, it's our choice if it's going to be good or bad. Is it going to affect us the right way or the wrong way? All right, and I know how it's affected myself. All right, I know how it affected the staff, and from practice today, I know how it will affect the players, and we've got to allow it to affect us in a way that moving forward, we don't play in that type of football game all around. All right, so with that, every part of the organization's evaluated every week. Ongoing evaluations every week, and with that, I decided to make a change on the defensive side of the ball. And felt that it was the right time to make a change, to have a new voice, to have some new a new type of energy leading the group on defense. So again, wanting a knee-jerk reaction, like everything, it's something that we evaluate every week. Evaluate all three sides of the ball, and all the coaches and all the players. So. At the end of the day, performance is what matters, and that's where we stand, and that's why the decision was made, to make an adjustment and change on the defensive side of the ball. So, again, with that, open with any questions.
Go.
It's not entirely totally unusual, but usually in these situations, you don't retain a coach. Can you talk about your decision to keep Andrew on staff and kind of how that's unfolding, that relationship there?
Yep, the relationship with
him and Kevin, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's expected they have a working relationship, and they Andrew is the best supporting person that he can be, and that he will be with that. So, decisions were retaining last year was based on performance of last season, and like everything is evaluated constantly, day to day, week to week, game to game.
Chad?
I guess along those same lines, how the team, how did the players sort of react to this shift?
Yeah, you obviously don't have a chance to talk to every player. Made the decision. Obviously I don't ever want to make an emotional decision directly or immediately after a football game or anything. So able to go home and watch the game a couple times. Think through different option scenarios in my head. Then. As I came in the morning, watched it again, and kind of went through the processes of what would take place, and informed the staff at about 30 minutes before I informed the team, and went into the team room, and just myself and the team, no other coaches, no support, just myself, and told them exactly what was done, exactly why it was done, and exactly what is needed to move forward. So really the addressing of the whole team. So there's never a one person saying this, hearing this, hearing a different way. Like everything, I'm the head coach. It has to come from me. So the message is the same throughout the whole thing.
Right.
Looking at the secondary, you had Ricky helping out there. How will everything sift out now that you have three guys back there?
Yeah, I mean, Ricky assists with them, but the biggest thing, Ricky does special teams, and he's a full-time special teams coordinator. He assists with the nickels at times. Assists with some of the drills in practice. He sits in the meetings a lot of them. He sits in every meeting, to be honest with you. More so in the DB room with evaluation of DBs for special teams, but he does go to other meeting rooms as well. And it's just part of the evaluation of personnel for your teams, because you want to see how those guys react and to different types of coaching, in different individual meeting rooms. So he goes to all of those, and then Andrew will he'll assist. Travar Tillman's the secondary coach, and Andrew will assist when we're working some of the things with the safeties and assist with special teams like the other assistant coaches.
Coach Key, back to the defensive performance evaluation. Was it jarring to you that came on the heels of the Wake game, which was arguably the best defensive performance in your tenure here? Was that a surprise? And I say that statistically, obviously
Right.
no nuances that I don't know, but was that especially jarring to see that type of performance on Saturday after Wake?
Like I said, it's been an ongoing evaluation of every side of the football, week to week after every game that I make. So it was not a knee-jerk reaction by any means. The Wake Forest game, we created turnovers and we created negative plays and sacks.
Coach, you mentioned that the loss is going to affect you either one of two ways going forward. As you look ahead to Miami, knowing the team, your team as you do you have any doubt in your mind that they'll come out with the way you want them to come out against Miami?
Go ahead.
No, it's just, have you been able to sense that yet, or is that a thing you'll sense this week?
To be honest, hearing the question, it's not how they come out; it's how they finish. I mean, it came out good against Bowling Green. I mean, what did they do for us? Nothing. Right? I'm worried about the way they come out and they sustain. They start, they sustain, they finish. They play 4 quarters. They play the second half as good or better as they did the first half. We're able to make the necessary adjustments as a staff and to put the players in a position to have success in the second half and play a full 4 quarters.
Kevin.
Brent, you mentioned how everyone's evaluated week to week and so forth. My impression, though, is given that you decided to retain Andrew last year, gave him a 2-year deal and so forth, and obviously an expression of confidence in him. This doesn't reflect well on you in terms of you making that decision and deciding within a year to make a change, and I'm curious what you think about that.
I don't care what it reflects on me. That's why I'm the head coach. I mean, I've got thick skin, guys. You know that. I could care less. I care what it matters to most of those players and to Georgia Tech. And same decisions I've made for a year now. That's what every decision will go back to. And it's not about my feelings or what I think. I mean, you haven't been here a lot, Ken. I don't have social media anymore, man. I don't know what y'all say. So.
I was curious, with it being a game week, what kind of changes, I guess, can Kevin put in the short time span, and kind of what are your expectations for? Is there going to be scheme changes, or is it just like the way the game's called? I guess specifically, kind of what are you looking for from him?
Yeah, I mean, the most obvious is obviously Kevin will be on the field calling the game on the field. Andrew will be upstairs, working from the box. No, I mean, you have the players you have. Our job as coaches is to put our players in the best position and to be able to make plays on both sides of the football. That's what our job is, and to teach them to do the right things and have things repped in practice that we're going to go into the game and be able to have high confidence that we're going to be in position to make those plays.
With the bye week coming up after Miami, will that give Kevin a chance to maybe make some changes scheme-wise or personnel-wise?
If the scheme is executed, there's not a schematic issue. There's a schematic issue when players aren't in the position to make the plays within the scheme, if that makes sense. Okay, so there's hundreds of different schemes that you could run. right? There's, when you look at a scheme, there's bank knowledge on calls, alignments, things like that. Now, will there be adjusting of things to fit, Kevin's personality and those things? Yeah, but at the end of the day, the defensive scheme is the scheme that, I'm either going to say yes or no, on the that's going to be on the field, right? And that's why I said everything comes back to me, and it's my responsibility. Okay, so if I thought there was a schematic problem, now are there calls within the scheme that might change? Yeah, right. Are there alignments within the scheme that might change? Yeah. Are there things that had got a little bled out or thinned out that we can tighten back up? Yes. But at the end of the day, it's the defense's defensive play callers, their responsibility to put the players in the position on Saturdays. So we'll address the bye week next Sunday when we get back.
Do you have any injury updates? I think Jamal Haynes left with one, and then Jordan and Chase.
Who was that? You said
Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal's full go. Jamal's out there begging to get on more special teams. Serious. I made a middle of practice today. I pulled somebody off of one of the teams and put him on there because he wants to be the person that has impact on that team on that play. Yeah, and Jordan, like as last week, Jordan's still week to week. Jordan's out, and then Chase has gotten back to work. We'll see how it goes this week. If he'll be a full go guy on Saturday or not. So looking positive though. Hope he can. But again, we're not going to rush something and put him in a position not to be able to play. The continuation of the season. When he's back full, healthy, ready to go, he'll go. So, but he has been back on the field and was dressed out Sunday, dressed out today, running around. So,
Coach Key, on the positive side, in your relatively short time as a head coach, you've built a reputation for doing well against ranked teams on the road, like you faced in Miami on Saturday night. Is that something you build off of positively, or that didn't really matter for a particular game going forward?
Yeah, I mean, you to use a past game, a past experience. Look at last week. I mean, there was no positive, anything gained from winning the week before. So, I know it sounds redundant when I say it, but once a win takes place or once a loss takes place, the things that are broke need to be fixed. The things that are good need to be continued to be done well, right? So, there's never been one game that had an impact on another in the history of football. So, to be able to come home last week and not play to any sort of a standard on any aspect of the game outside of the first 8 minutes, 9 minutes, whatever it was, right? That didn't have any impact or wasn't impacted from the week before, right? And won't have any impact on the game this week, just like being on the road previously won't.
Kelly?
It seems like there's some issues kind of having a consistent run game. You're getting some chunk plays here, but the 3 to 4 or 5 yard gains have been
observant.
I guess, how do you jumpstart that and kind of you have what you have in terms of personnel on the line plan and whatever, but just I guess how do you, as I know you want to run the football.
Well, to be honest, I'm gonna throw it 70 times, run it 10, but average 20 yards carry. I mean, that'd be a perfect world, right? No. Yeah, you do. You have to have balance, and the balance isn't necessarily, like I said, throwing it, 40, running at 40. There's balance within the flow of the game. We had 13 runs last Saturday, and there was kind of feast or famine, and that's what we're looking at right now, and that's what I'm talking about. Some of the complementary things, complementary runs or edge stuff that goes along with them. We've got to continue to explore and get better at. You have several runs that the ball is either run versus an empty box or spit outside. And we've had a couple opportunities where we've spit the ball outside on some of those things, and we hadn't executed the blocking on the perimeter. Okay, so really to me those are extensions of the run game. So when I talk about the run game has to improve, all right, the outside additions are also part of that. All right, because those are the things that if the box is loaded, you spit it out there. Well, all of a sudden now you don't have confidence, or for example, the quarterback. Oh, gee, the last time I did that, we got edged on the block and the guy got blown up for a 3-yard loss, but now he hands it off and it's a loaded box. So it's really option elements to it is what it is. It's the execution of all parts of the scheme, from the perimeter, blocking, the routes with, add-ons and RPOs that go off of it. All those things are encompassing. That way you start to get safeties playing a little deeper. I mean, you had safeties playing at 7 yards. Well, okay, we'll sit there and say, we can't run the ball. Safeties at 7. Well, let's get them back. All right, let's do things to get those guys back, because, when you're calling plays and it's a 1-yard gain or a 1-yard gain or a 2-yard loss, and then a 13-yard gain or and it's like that, and you see the way the game's being played, and all of a sudden now they're holding the ball. This is any team you play. Well, now those opportunities, gosh, you don't want to hand that ball off and now you're 2nd and 10 again. All right, now you're forced into a throw. So, some of those situational runs, we're really exploring and working on, how to improve that to put our players in the best position they can to be able to execute those things. So it's a little deeper question than just that, but yeah, that's something that, along with everything else, has been a major topic of discussion here the last 48 hours. Not just discussion, but work.
Time for a couple more. Kelly, if you want to wrap us up then.
Sure. I was just curious what happened on the punt that hit the back. Was it just poor alignment or bad snap or?
No, it was a poor alignment, lack of focus and detail. Carry along with the rest of the football game. If you're not detailed in everything you do, you're not focused when you go out there. One person aligns wrong, and what might seem to be to everyone else and is actually something else. It was not on Henry one bit. So that's something that it all goes back to the mindset you have going into a football game, the focus you have. All right, whether you're playing 30 plays a game, 60 plays a game, 70, or you're playing 10. All right, those plays, each and every play are the most important plays of the day, and they can have impact. And that was a huge swing right there.
Thank you, Coach.
Is that it? All right, guys, appreciate you. Go Jackets. Well, maybe I use our Appreciate it, guys.
No problem.